Hi guys, today we're gonna make a very yummy and simple banana pudding. It is really good. People always ask me for the recipe whenever I make this, so here we go. Into a bowl, we are going to add half a cup of unsalted butter. We're going to do 2/3 of a cup of granulated sugar. We're gonna do 1 large egg, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. There we go. And then we're gonna add 3/4 of a tablespoon of baking powder. About that much. Just gonna grab some salt here that I have. Add about that much. And then 1 tablespoon of milk. There we go. And this, by the way, is to make your vanilla wafers. You can buy your vanilla wafers in the store, but if you make it at home, it is much healthier because it has less bad ingredients. But also, if you live in the UK, there are no vanilla wafers here, so you're gonna have to make your own. All right, and now we give it a good mix. After that mess, this is more or less the consistency you want. And you're gonna make little balls with your hand. You're just gonna roll them like this. And make sure they're little because they are going to get bigger in the oven, but also vanilla wafers are known to be quite small. They're not known to be, very big. Hey Siri, give me a timer for 10 minutes. So we put them in the oven for 10 to 13 minutes until they're nice and golden. All right, now time for the banana pudding. So in my bowl, I have 2/3 of a cup of sugar and 4 egg yolks. To that, I am also going to add 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch. Perfect. We're gonna give that a nice whisk. Now, while this is whisking, I have 2 cups of whole milk on the stove. I want to make sure that my milk gets nice and hot. Perfect. Just want to make sure everything is well incorporated here. Okay, so once everything is well incorporated, we're going to grab our hot milk and we're going to pour it in very slowly, a little bit at a time. We don't want to scramble our eggs. So we're going to go do that first. And then we whisk. And then we continue. And whisk again. And then we add in the rest. It's very important that you add the hot milk to the eggs and not vice versa, or you're definitely gonna scramble your eggs. Okay, so now that it's well incorporated and everything is mixed, we're gonna add the milk back into our little pot. Okay, and we're gonna go back on the stove, medium heat, and you're gonna keep stirring until it thickens. So this might take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. All right, so I've been whisking away for about 10 minutes now, and as you can see, it's nice and thick. This is exactly what you want. I took it off the hot stove, and now I'm gonna add a little bit of vanilla, that much, and I'm also gonna add in some butter, this much. There we go. Now we keep mixing. Make sure the butter melts. Vanilla's nicely incorporated in here. And this is your custard. See that nice thickness? It's nice and yellow. This is exactly what you want. All right, into this bowl, we're gonna add some heavy cream, a little bit of sugar, about 1/4 cup. About That's enough. And then we're going to whisk until it's nice and thick. All right, this is exactly what you want. If you go any further than this, you'll end up making butter, so be careful. You don't want to overmix. All right, so now I have my custard, and you need to make sure that it's nice and cold before you add it into your cream. If it's still warm, it's gonna mess up your consistency, so it's very important that the custard is cold. So I'm gonna add my custard into my cream. Perfect. And from here, I'm just going to fold. Fold. All right, now we have this smooth cream. That is exactly the consistency you want. I actually went in there with my hand mixer for about 10 seconds to smooth out the clumps. You just need to make sure you don't overmix. All right, now is the fun part. We are gonna build our banana pudding. I like starting it off with cream. So I put a little bit of cream into my dish, like this. Spread it out nice and even. There we go. And then I go in with my vanilla wafers. These are my vanilla wafers, by the way. They came out a little bit grainy, and that is because I realized I used the wrong type of sugar. I did use granulated sugar, but not baking sugar. Nothing bad. It just has these little holes. They seem very holy, kind of vanilla wafers, which again, it doesn't change the flavor at all. It's just not like the smooth vanilla wafers that you would get at the grocery store, but that's fine. So I'm gonna go in with my vanilla wafers, and I'm just gonna kind of like you're building a lasagna. I'm just gonna layer. And it doesn't have to be pretty at all. There we go. So that's my first layer of wafers. Now I'm gonna go in with some bananas, and I'm just gonna put some bananas on top. I went ahead and cut up 4 bananas. You can use less bananas or more bananas, depends on how much you like bananas, really. Perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in with my cream. And don't worry if you feel like your cream is too runny. Once you put it in the fridge, it'll start setting and it'll get thicker. It's best if you leave it in the fridge overnight, but if you're impatient like me, leave it in the fridge for at least 2 hours. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in with my vanilla wafers. This is a really good dessert because it's very light, like it's not overly sweet. You can have a little, you can have a lot, and you're never gonna feel like you have like some kind of sugar rush or sugar high. There we go. More vanilla pudding. I have some vanilla wafers left over, and what I'm gonna do, just gonna grab them like this, and I'm gonna smash them with my hands. And I'm kind of just gonna create like crumbs. And I'm just gonna crumble my wafers right on top. That is it. That is how you make banana pudding. So easy, so simple. Put it in the fridge. Again, it's best if you leave it overnight, but if you're impatient like me, leave it in the fridge for at least 2 hours. All right, it has been around 3 hours now. We're gonna have our banana pudding. I don't wanna wait any longer. Let's give it a little scoop. At this point, the banana pudding has set. Ooh, look at that. That tastes good. That tastes really, really good. Try this at home. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Did you find this recipe helpful? Did you find this video helpful? I would love to know. See you guys next time.